September 14th, 2016. This is the CBS Morning News.
Jobs, jobs, jobs.
That's what the president-elect says is the goal of his administration. And today, Mr. Trump is meeting with technology leaders about getting Americans back to work again. And a ceasefire deal is reached in Aleppo, but the evacuation of the war-torn Syrian city may be on hold. Alan Thicke, a Canadian who came to be known as America's dad, has died. From the Studio 57 newsroom at CBS News headquarters here in New York. Good to be with you. I'm Anne-Marie Green. President-elect Donald Trump has just about finished filling out his cabinet, and now he's trying to gather support for his Secretary of State nominee, Rex Tillerson. Tillerson's confirmation hearing is expected next month, but some senators, including Republicans, have concerns. Last night, Mr. Trump made another stop on his thank you tour. Henna Daniels is here in New York. Henna, good morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. At a victory rally in Wisconsin yesterday, Mr. Trump defended his controversial pick for Secretary of State, despite those concerns from both sides of the aisle about Tillerson's close ties to Russia. President-elect Donald Trump brought his thank you tour to West Allis, Wisconsin Tuesday night, mocking recent recount efforts in the state.
All that money, all that time, all that effort, we got 131 votes more than we had before. Speaker Paul Ryan, where's the Speaker?
Going to bat for House Speaker Paul Ryan in his own home state.
He's like a fine wine. Every day goes by, I get to appreciate his genius more and more.
Mr. Trump also stood by his Secretary of State nominee, ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson, who faces a tough confirmation fight given his ties to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Senate Democrats have already enlisted the help of accountants and legal experts to look into Tillerson's business dealings.
Rex is friendly with many of the leaders in the world that we don't get along with, and some people don't like that. They don't want him to be friendly.
Earlier in the day, the president-elect tapped Montana Congressman Ryan Zinke to lead the Interior Department and former Texas Governor Rick Perry to head the Department of Energy, while holding more talks at Trump Tower with some big names.
We had a good conversation about innovation, how it can help in health, education.
Job creation will be at the top of the agenda today as the president-elect sits down with the leaders of other major tech companies, including Apple's Tim Cook and Amazon's Jeff Bezos. And Bezos also owns the Washington Post and space travel company Blue Origin. In a Twitter war that dates back to last December, Mr. Trump attacked Bezos, namely over Amazon's tax structure and unfavorable coverage from the Post. Bezos offered a subtle comeback, tweeting, "Finally trashed by Donald Trump. We still reserve him a seat on the Blue Origin rocket. Hashtag send Donald to space." After the election, Bezos did tweet his congratulations and offered the incoming administration, quote, "an open mind." Anne-Marie?
Henna Daniels here in New York. Thank you so much, Henna. The Energy Department says it will not provide the Trump transition team with the names of staffers who worked on climate issues. The Trump team wanted information on agency operations, including a list of those who attended meetings on climate change over the past 5 years. A spokesman says the request left workers unsettled. Well, coming up on CBS this morning, we'll ask former Secretary of State James Baker why he recommended Rex Tillerson for the job. A dangerously cold Arctic air mass that's blasted the upper Midwest with sub-zero wind chills is moving east today. And the same system is bringing snow from the Great Lakes to the Northeast. A 12-year-old boy who was sledding in upstate New York died after being trapped in a snowbank. And overnight, there were blizzard-like whiteout conditions in parts of Michigan. The real deep freeze in the Northeast begins tonight. Wind chills of 30 below zero made a cargo ship look like an ice sculpture as it made its way from Lake Superior to Duluth, Minnesota yesterday. Chief meteorologist Eric Fisher of our Boston station WBZ has more on the bone-chilling forecast.